We added this one, as most of you know, sort of to wrap up the year and present the traditional sort of holiday meal in a kind of fast, healthy, and oh-no way. So you're going to see some of the classical dishes. We'll do a roast chicken just because it's smaller, of course, as opposed to a turkey. We'll do a traditional stuffing, but we're using a hearty multi-grain bread for that, low sodium soup to take a little bit of the extra work out of the prep side of things. We do a great roasted vegetable. It's sort of a charred vegetable that's done at a really high heat that allows some of the vegetables to get kind of a crispy char to them. And it's delicious. It comes out really, really nicely. And then just a traditional garlic mashed potato where we'll be using red potatoes. So I say we, but it's not really me. It's Chef Dale Thomas, who I would like to introduce to you. I began working with Chef Dale Thomas in 2001 when I started work at the Halikoa Hotel after moving back to Hawaii for the second time. He was the lead meat cutter and butcher at that hotel, and everyone who lives in Hawaii knows where the Halikoa is. If you had an opportunity to visit that property and or stay there, it's a resort and a property that caters to Department of Defense and military personnel only. And you may not know that, but this particular hotel, that hotel is the busiest hotel in the United States per occupancy. So it's basically, I think, averages like 98% occupancy year round, because who doesn't want to come to Hawaii and stay on Waikiki Beach at that beautiful property, enjoy all of the wonderful things that we have to offer. So Dale retired from Halikoa about 3 years ago, roughly. I can tell you exactly when, somewhere around there, 2.5 to 3 years ago, and took a week off before starting another job because Dale's an amazing guy. He's the hardest working guy in show business, I can tell you that. And he began working as a lead meat cutter at Sam's Club. So he transitioned from one framework to another. And I've worked with Dale in classes in Las Vegas. We worked together in Hawaii. He's taught throughout the state as well. And we're thinking about future things that we could do to get Chef Dale in here. If there's an interest in folks learning a little bit more about like basic meat cutting and meat fabrication and preparation. So that can save you some money on the back end if you purchase larger cuts and then break them down. So if you're interested in that, let Jackie know via the chat, and we'll monitor that and sort of see where it goes. But as we move into 2021 and say good riddance to 2020, we are going to be launching a new series. So we'll be starting out with a multi-grain easy yeast bread. We're going to move into some poo-poos, and we got other themes that we're looking at adding to the series. So this should continue hopefully throughout all of 2021. If you're interested in a particular topic, please email Jackie Boland or myself, and we'll try to work it into the system. So without further ado, I don't even have my hat on tonight because I sort of have the night off. I'll move over and kind of work the camera a little bit. I'm usually in here alone. It's nice to have someone joining me and someone doing the extra work. So that being said, I will bring Dale Thomas in, Chef Dale Thomas, who's a master butcher, and he'll take it from here, and then I'll be able to jump in if there are other questions or things that need to be asked about what's going on tonight. So thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you, Dale, for giving me the night off. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, well, come on.
Thank you, Chef Dan. Thank you. Hi, everybody, tonight. I'm very happy to be here and in your homes. And what we're going to do is we're going to do some holiday meal prep and things you can do at home. Real simple, healthy, and nutritious. So first, what we're going to start off with is we're going to make the garlic mashed potato. So we got our pot going, and it's boiling up. And we're using new potatoes, which is red. And you can peel them or you can leave them whole. What happens is if you leave them with their skin on after it's washed and cleaned, what happens is it gives a nice texture when you're making your mashed potato. It'll be a little bit more flavorful, and the skin is really tasty. So we're gonna get that going, and we're gonna add our garlic. And we're gonna boil that up, and we're gonna add just a little olive oil, just for flavor. And while that's going, also, we have a burner for our milk. And we're gonna add a little olive oil to that also. We could use butter, and butter to me is, it makes it a lot more creamier, where olive oil, it'll give a little bit more smoother texture, and which is really nice. So while that's boiling, we're getting that going. Again, you can use all kinds of potatoes. If you like yellow potatoes, or if you like to use baker potatoes. Baker potatoes, you have to peel them and break them down a little bit smaller and cut so they can cook a lot faster. And what happens is it gets a little bit more robust with baked potatoes, the baker potatoes. But with the yellow potatoes, a lot more sweeter, I believe. And you'll see even with the new potatoes, it gives a nice color, the shine, and with the skin, to me, it gives a nice flavor. So while that's boiling and we're getting that going, you can use white pepper, which I prefer when you're adding your seasoning, or if you use black pepper, it kind of gets a little grainy, maybe a little bit more stronger. You always want to add a little salt, but if you don't want to use salt, and you want to avoid a lot of salt and make it less, but you still want to have that little flavor, I advise using some salted butter. To me, butter gives a little bit more creamier taste, and you can avoid adding salt, okay?
Chef, if I can interrupt for 1 minute, if you could
Yes,
speak
yes.
just a little tiny bit louder, and I would also remind
Oh, sure. I'm
our
sorry.
viewers that you can use the volume control on
Okay.
your keyboard. Viewers, just increase the volume on your keyboard as well.
Okay, I don't want to be too loud, but yeah,
No,
okay. I
he
can
doesn't
talk
want to
louder.
yell at us.
Is that
Okay,
better?
thank you
Is
so
that
much.
better? Okay.
That's great.
Is that
Thank
better?
you.
Okay. Yeah, no, great. So again, in your seasoning, anything to doctor it up. You know, you want to add a little paprika, if you want a little bit more hot, you can add some cayenne pepper. A lot of people like to use turmeric, which is a nice root. Again, it's all up to your palate, yeah? I believe all of you have a palate. Your taste buds is so critical. At home, you're the chef. You're the chef. And how you prepare meals and how you change recipes, you don't have to follow a recipe. You can always add in your different flavors, different spices to what you love. But then if you want to be creative, and that's what us chefs do, we like to add in different flavors and change it around. So here in Hawaii, we like to do a lot of fusion things, combining different things together. So we got the potatoes boiling, we got our milk simmering, and it's almost to a boil. The potatoes are slowly simmering. So while that's going on, again, with this holiday meal, mashed potatoes is a hit. I'm sure during your Thanksgiving meal, you had some mashed potatoes. For Christmas time, mashed potatoes, garlic mash, it works out perfectly. And again, your palate is key. So all of you have taste buds. So when your taste buds tell you, oh, this is too sweet, or it's sour, or it's tangy, or it's salty, that's what your taste buds is telling you. So again, like I said, at home, you're all the chefs. You're the one creating, and you also follow recipes from other chefs, but you be creative. I believe in it. You know, that's how you change up recipes, and you can explore. So that's what the whole fun is, especially in this holiday meal. Okay. So again, we check our potatoes. They're boiling. They're almost there. While that's going, we're going to go into the veg. And with the veg prep, we have it all over here. And we have our bowl, and then we have all our vegetables cut here. So we have carrots, sweet peppers, cauliflower, broccoli, zucchini, which gives a nice kind of a robust flavor, where like the squash, the peppers give a sweet flavor, especially with the onions. So with the onions, we'll add to our bowl. We add our,
All of it, yeah. Everything.
yeah, we'll add everything inside, the butter squash, the
Everything's all measured
zucchini,
already.
and this is all portioned out in the recipe, your carrots, cauliflower, and your sweet peppers. So there, to enhance it, we're gonna give a little oil, a little olive oil, okay? And then we add some water. That will help it not only cook it, but it'll also nicely give a tenderness to it. Again, we wanna char it up because it's gonna be about 475 degrees. And by that, it's gonna really, really pick up. We'll stir it up. Everybody see that? While we're coating it, okay, we're gonna add a little flavor. We're gonna add a little just salt to enhance it. And we'll add a little pepper. You can use black pepper if you want, or you can use white pepper. For me, I don't like to overpower my food. So I like to use a lot of white pepper. But again, your taste buds is what's important and what's good for you. So you can try them all out. So we'll lay them all out. And it looks just like that, right in the pan. We'll place it right in. You can put it in your oven or a toaster oven like this one. We'll close it up. Okay. While that's going on, we'll check our potatoes. Okay. And our milk, we turned it down and turned it off. So again, the potatoes are almost there.
How do you know when your potatoes are done?
Well, what I do is I use a fork, okay, a metal fork, and you can use a strainer, lift it up, and then you can poke into it. So it's still a little hard. So we'll close that up and we'll let that simmer some more. And while that's going on, again, we have our oven roasted vegetables going. And again, we added, for the hot sauce, we added sriracha, which is a nice flavor. I love Tabasco, so I would use a little Tabasco and sriracha. But again, you can decide what you want. There's a lot of hot sauces out there in the United States, and there's a lot of people that make their own hot sauce. So you go with what you feel you love and you taste that is best for you. But again, the hot sauce gives a lot of flavor and robust, yeah.
Can you show
Chef,
some-
how long should you heat the milk for? How long should you heat the milk for?
Oh, the milk, it only takes, on medium heat, it should only take like 2 minutes.
Terrific. Thank you.
2 to 3 minutes.
Know how to cut a couple pieces.
Yeah, okay, so here we have a French knife. And on your French knife, you have a tip and what we call the mid and the heel. So again, let's show you a little. So we have a zucchini that's clean and dried. We'll peel the ends. So you can cut it in half. And then what you can do is cut it in half again. And then if you slice it thin like this, you got what they call half moons slices, all right? Or you can cut it in half and then you can quarter them. And these are like quarter cuts. Or you can do what some people do is they go straight down and then you can go julienne, slightly off center. And you can use this to like make spaghetti, zucchini spaghettini, you know, or saute it. And if you used to do these type of vegetables with all your other vegetables, you want them all the same, you know, same look, same style. So if you're gonna cut peppers, cut them close to half moons or quarter, or if you're gonna slice them real thin, again, use the heel end. And all you're doing is what's called the rocker arm motion. So with the rocker arm motion, you're slicing real thin and keeping your fingers in. So always keep them tight so you're safe And then you got nice julienne cut, yeah.
Chef, I believe you said the toaster oven was set to 475, if I'm not mistaken. How long are you keeping the vegetables in there?
We're gonna watch them, and they don't take too long. About 7 to 12 minutes, depending how hot your oven is. Some homes, the oven is really, really hot, like a convection oven where you got air coming out. Then that'll be a lot lesser time, yeah. But with a regular oven, you're looking at a little bit longer. So you every so often, you periodically, you take a look and you want to see how charred it gets. Yeah, so that's the whole key. So we're going back to the potatoes. We'll take a look. We're almost there. So got a fork. Yeah, they're almost there. So while that's still boiling, and again, we said that takes about 15 to 18 minutes or so. So it hasn't been there yet, but we're letting it boil and rolling boil. So we turned off our milk. So again, we got all that set. We're going to look at our stuffing. So with the stuffing prep we have here. So again, we cut our bread, our whole grain. And what's nice is you have a nice bowl. A stainless steel bowl is preferred. But if you have a plastic bowl, that's fine. Something that you can control. And again, your whole grain, you can cut them any size you want. You want small dice, you want bigger dice. This is a little bit more bigger because you're stuffing, you want it to capture all the flavors, and you want to see that stuffing, yeah, like a hearty stuffing. So again, we have the poultry seasoning, the Uwala brand, and we're using Chef Dan's one, which is excellent. So we'll drizzle that all on top. And then we have this canned soup, which is really healthy and it's low sodium. This is the chicken white wine. It's the white and wild rice. So you can use any brand, okay? But again, look at the sodium count. You don't want it too high. You want it really low. Some soups, their sodium count is pretty high. So you look at the low sodium, it's a lot better because again, the poultry seasoning and the whole grain bread will bring out more flavor. You don't need it from the soup. But the soup, what it does is it saves you time because they have the vegetables inside, the rice, and all that flavor of the broth. So again, you just pour it right inside. You got all that flavor there. So we add the 2 cans. And then we're going to stir it up. So you can see that.
And the water.
And the water, yeah. So first I want to show you how it looks somewhat dry, okay? But you have it all saturating around, and then add your water, okay? So we got our water. I'm probably going to use it all. We'll hold up a little bit just to take a look. Because when you oven this, it'll not only keep it moist, but you also create a crust. And that's what you want when you're making a stuffing. So inside is nice and tender, where outside is nice and crusty and a little crunchy. That's what I like. I hope you like that too. So again, looks like we're going to use all the water in your recipe, which is perfect. Okay. And then you have a pan at home. We sprayed it with a nonstick spray. Okay. And if you don't have a hotel half pan, you can use your own cake pan if you have at home, but spray it with a nonstick spray. And then we'll evenly spread it out. And then we'll place that in the oven.
And then Bev, do you have any questions for Dale?
Actually, I don't quite yet. He's been keeping up with them really well.
Can I ask a couple questions?
Oh, please do. Yes.
I was just wondering, Chef, can we use
Yes.
any kind of bread, or does it have to be
Oh, yes,
multigrain?
you can use any type of bread. Again, this is a whole grain. So you can use a 7 grain or whole grain, you know, honey oat, There's so many different breads you can use. Whole wheat bread, if you just believe, I believe in wheat bread, which is great. Wheat bread is good for you also. So this recipe works with all types of breads. If you're like a traditional person that I love white bread because of the flavor, and it's a little bit more sweeter, that is fine too, you know? And then I've known chefs, they mix it up. They'll put two different breads to give a different color contrast and flavor. So again, it's all about what you want. And again, you are the chef at home. So, you know, your taste buds is more important than anybody else's, because the final product, if you're happy with it, hey, that's awesome. And that's what matters, right? So again, our potatoes should be ready. We're gonna check them out right now.
While
And
you're checking those, Chef, Suzanne was wondering if you use unsalted or salted butter for your mashed potatoes.
yes, so like I was saying, let me train it out. Yeah, like I was saying, we have olive oil, but you can use butter. And I believe in butter. Don't use margarine. Stay away from margarine. Butter is more natural and fresh. It's more creamy. It's more healthy for you. And again, if you want to stay from salt, stay away from the salt. Use a butter with no salt. So there's butter with no salt, and then there's salted butter. So to give it more flavor, instead of adding salt to your cooked products, just buy salted butter. And it's way less sodium than you would use if you went straight salt for flavor. Again, every chef, all of them will tell you, salt enhances flavor, which it does. But again, you know, if a lot of you are avoiding salt altogether and you don't want salt at all, then use unsalted butter, you know, or olive oil like we're using today. So again, all of these things, that is fine. That'll work out perfectly for you. So we're
May I
going to
ask
save
you-
our water.
May I ask you a couple of questions about your stuffing,
Got a
Chef?
question?
Sure.
Yeah, I've got a few of them here. So one, does the bread need to be dried first?
So we'll add this.
Does the bread need to be dried first?
The bread needs to be dried, like as in, but like placed in the oven to.
For your stuffing?
Like
Should-
stovetop stuffing that's always dry?
No. Like today, it was just regular bread that wasn't toasted, like your stovetop. Again, you find out with stovetop, they have a lot of sodium in stovetop.
Mhm.
That's why using this type of recipe, you see that's less sodium, more healthy for you. Stay away from the stovetop because it is a lot saltier, and the bread, you have to add more liquid. So what do? They make you use more chicken broth that has salt again. So all this added salt, you can stay away from by, again, doing these recipes and just adding water.
But you
Because
could
the
use,
flavor itself is going to be incredible.
but you could use prepackaged breadcrumbs. Pam's asking.
Yes, you can. Yes,
Dressing.
but
Okay.
avoid a lot of them too. They have like these crouton or stuffing bags. They have seasoning already on them.
Mhm.
So I would avoid using those. But if you like those, then that's fine. Again, it's all to what you like and your flavor and what's important to you. Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Yes. So again, okay, so we have it strained. We save some of the water just in case we need it. And so we have the potatoes here. Now we're going to mash them up. So at home, you can use a hand mixer, or for me, as chefs, we like to use a whip, and we'll just break them down. So before we add the liquid, let's just kind of break down our potatoes.
A little bit further towards the camera. Yeah,
Okay.
the camera only gets this far.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
And the thing is, at home, you can have the kids help you out with this. And this is the fun part. So don't add the liquid yet till you kind of get this all somewhat mashed up. You're gonna see the skin. See the skin where it's right there. They're not breaking up, but the flavor is gonna be incredible. And that's what you want. So once you get this kind of mashed up, And again, like I said, you can use a hand mixer or a mashed potato masher, whatever is comfortable for you, okay? But again, as chefs, we like to use whips. So see how it's kind of coming around? And we'll break it up. And then some chefs like it a little bit coarse, so there's like a little bite of little bigger pieces. Again, it's what you like and what you prefer. So again, we'll add some, here we'll just add a little white pepper. We're gonna hold up on the salt, and then we're gonna add our milk. And if we need any, and the milk is heated up. If we need any more, we'll use the potato water. Okay.
Is 2% milk or whole milk better? Melvin is asking.
See, I believe for like young children and young adults, whole milk is better for you. But when you get older, 2% or lactose-free milk is a lot better for you, for your digestive system. Especially for me, I like lactose-free. But again, it's what you love and what's better for you. Like I said, younger adults, young kids, the whole milk is better for you because more vitamin D is a lot better for your growing body and for your bones. When you get older, yes, you need that milk, but stay with the 2%. I believe in it. It works.
Is there a dairy-free substitute?
There is the lactose-free.
Like, or almond milk, something like that?
There's even some chefs will use like coconut milk or coconut water to give a flavor. Yeah, to stimulate. But again, it's all up to you. What's more comfortable and more flavorful for you.
Okay, and one last question for now. Lillian was wondering, doesn't that metal whisk scratch the interior of your gorgeous pot?
What's that again?
Lillian was asking, doesn't the metal whisk scratch the interior of that gorgeous pot you have?
No, it doesn't. Actually, it doesn't scratch it. It holds up pretty well.
That's enamel. That one's enamel.
This is enamel. So
Beautiful pot.
this is not like ceramic or anything. Yeah. So this works out great.
Thank you.
So again, it's a nice consistency. We don't have to add any more unless you want it real thin. This is a nice consistency. So again, if you wanted to add a little bit more white pepper, okay, and then we're going to add the scallions, okay, that'll give a nice flavor. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm going to transfer it right into our serving bowls here, and I have one here. So let's bring it right in the middle so you can see. Okay, so we have that look there. And then if you use to add butter, you put it right on top, but we'll add a little oil, give it a little color. And everybody can see that. And again, if you look, the garlic is disappeared. It's just emulsified and the flavors are all in there. So we'll leave this on the side. And then for now, we're gonna go back and check our vegetables, and our vegetables is done. And this is right here. Let me take a look. So you see how the vegetables have crusted and got nice and golden, where the broccoli got a little dark, but that's what you want. You want to have that flavor. It's not burnt, it's actually charred. So when you char with high heat, you just want to take a look at it. And again, the sriracha, these vegetables have sugars, and these are good sugars. So these sugars will tend to caramelize and get more charred. So it's super tender. So we'll put them in a bowl. We'll put some, and then some we'll even put on the serving plate for the chicken. And then we'll also try and do a plating later. So we'll see that. Okay, so everybody can see this. So again, family style, you want to present it and then pass it around the table with the family. And that looks great. That looks wonderful. So again, we'll bring out the chicken that's from the oven. Okay.
Chef, while you're doing that, can I ask you, in regards to the stuffing, would sweetbread be too soft for this stuffing?
Sweetbread, actually, sweetbread would be, but again, I'll use less liquid. So less of the water. And again, you can control the water by when you mix it up. So when you cut your sweetbread and you mix everything with the seasoning and everything, you can control the density of your stuffing
Right.
by reducing less water.
And I'm sure a leftover baguette would be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that?
Leftover baguettes would be good
Yeah.
as well.
Yes, I believe so. Even that is fine. Baguettes is a little bit harder. French bread is a lot harder. Breads. So again, whatever the density of your bread that you use will tell you how much more liquid you need or how less you need. Again, sweet bread is really soft, so you don't need as much water.
Right.
Okay,
I just want to
so-
make a quick comment here before you carry on. I wish I had smell-o-vision right now. Everything looks
smells
so
great.
good. Thank you.
So what we got is we got the roast chicken and we're going to transfer it and then we're going to make the gravy. Okay. So I got the platter right here. And again, the chicken is fully, check it out.
You gotta do the chicken.
Oh, sorry. Let's do that there. Okay, sorry. My bad. Already going into the chicken. I can leave it back on the stove. My bad. Yeah, the whole chicken. Yeah, let me show the whole chicken first, okay? So we're so excited with the chicken. It came out of the oven. But let's show you the preparation of the chicken first. So we got the cover off. I'll put on some gloves. And again, these chickens are not too big. Depending what chicken you use, if you're using a bigger one, like a griller or a fryer, then your cooking time will take a little bit longer. But something like this is a smaller, okay? This is more like a possum or a small fryer. So it's already been washed, dried, and as you can see all around, very clean. Sometimes you might find giblets or even the neck inside. You can take those out, and when you prep it, you'll see what I do. You want to put them on the side of your roasting pan. So when you cook it up, you'll know that you have your giblets and your neck on the side. And you can use those later for your stuffing. Okay, or a lot of chefs will add it to their gravy. So again, we have our vegetables here. So we have lemon, onions, and carrots. But then we want to season it up. So we'll add some poultry seasoning that we'll add to the vegetables, and we'll also add inside the cavity of the chicken. And if you want, you can put on the outside also to enhance the flavor, or some chefs don't. What they do is they just put salt and pepper on the outside to give that nice shine. But like with ours, we did add some on the outside. So we're gonna coat our chicken.
While Chef is doing that, I do want to remind people, if you have a question for the chef, put it in the Q&A. If you have a question for Jackie, put it in the chat and I'll happily answer you. But if you want the answer from the chef, please do put it in the Q&A.
Okay.
Thanks, Jackie. Charlotte was actually wondering, Chef, how many pounds is that particular chicken, if you know?
This chicken right here is a small one. We're looking at only a few pounds. There's, like I said, some are like 5 to 8 pounders. Those are the bigger ones. This is a lot smaller.
And this will feed how many people?
3 to 4, yeah. This can feed a good family of maybe 4 to 5 people.
Okay, and do you recommend any particular kind of salt? Carol was wondering if you recommend Hawaiian salt or Himalayan salt or table salt.
I recommend a Walla Leaf brand seasonings
Thank you.
because
Thank you.
they're the best. They're the
Very good.
greatest. So
Okay.
it's not only because we're using them here, but I taste them. I use them at home too. I buy also, and there's excellent, mixes. And again, a lot of these I personally have put together and made a mix, and again, it's all up to you what you want to do. Like I said, at home, you're the chef, and what you create is what's going to make your family happy, and give feedback while you're enjoying your family dinner at home with your family, sitting around the table, talk story. That's the best time. And while you're eating, ask them, oh, how's the meal? What could we do to make it better? Or if it's awesome, then what can we do, change it up and give it different flavors. So, getting feedback from your family, I believe is important. I have 3 kids of my own, and we do a lot of family time, eating around the table and talking story. TV's off. But again, talking about your food is important. I believe so. So again, with seasoning, the Walla Leaf seasoning is the best.
Where
It's
can you
natural,
purchase
it's
that, though?
healthy. It's really good.
Where can you buy that?
You can buy that online. You can buy it through Walla Leaf Cafe online through.
Not online, but
Oh, sorry.
next year when the.
Next year.
cafeteria
Oh, I see. I
reopens.
thought it was already online.
Yeah.
But I guess that's what we gotta do.
We're
They got-
working on
Yeah, but again, people come here and they buy it straight from the cafe. And if you'd want some, I'm sure you can talk to Chef Dan and he can send some out to you.
Very good.
Because
Thank you.
again, these flavors, these seasonings are all fresh. They're all grown and again, all cured and taken care of just right. The flavor is incredible. And if you could smell this, I wish you could, you would see, you saw the chicken when it came out. I was so excited about the chicken when it was cooked. I wanted to show you that first. So again, we have it all seasoned out, and then we're gonna add our garlic. We'll just add it all inside there. And then our lemons. We'll add a few at a time. So there's lemon, onions, and carrots. All inside the cavity. But a lot of chefs not only just use dry or herbs and all these flavors, they also, so like from the garden, we got some fresh rosemary. So if you crack it, you see how fresh, so nice. So I like to put rosemary and stuff it in. Everybody can see that on one side, and then I'll catch the other cavity and shove it in there.
What do the lemons on the inside do?
The lemon flavor, it gives a nice acidity and the flavor is incredible. But if people are just not happy with lemons, I've used oranges. The orange flavor, the acidity of orange is a lot more sweeter. So it makes your drippings to make the gravy or sauce a lot more sweeter and more flavorful. So again, it's all up to you. Like I said, these recipes, you can change them up. You can add your different flavors, different vegetables to enhance the flavors of your food. So like I said, when you're at home, you're the chef. And all my recipes, Chef Dan's recipes, all the chefs in the world, they want you to not only use their recipes, but also change them up. Try different things. You can alter them and give it your own flair. So again, that's all up to you. Some like to use what they call kefir lime or regular limes, but in Hawaii we have kefir lime, Hawaiian limes, and they put that in chickens or turkeys just to enhance the flavor. So again, it's all up to you what you want. And again, you want the flavor of not only the meat, but the skin. The skin gives off a lot of flavor, okay? So again, we have it all filled and all tucked in. Okay, it's just lightly salted all around. The seasoning all over, light pepper, white pepper inside, dark pepper on the outside. And then we have it all nice and ready to go in the oven. I'll take off my gloves, throw those away. Sanitize my hands. And then I got fresh gloves. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna finish off this by bringing out the nice roasted chicken out of the oven again, which is perfect. So again, take a look at that. That's real nice and hot. So we got our platter here. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour out some of the juice. You see all that juices that came out? That's what you call your jus. Okay, so like if you're doing a prime rib at home, those juices come out, that's called a jus. With chicken, it's the same type of thing. It's your jus to make gravies, stocks. And if you want to enhance it, you can add cream, you can add some butter, you can add a little olive oil to make it more smoother in flavor. So again, we'll bring it to the side. Pour so much out. Bring that to a boil. Okay. Let's take out the chicken nicely, just so we can pan it. Okay. So again, we have chicken here. And I'll wait the sides. And then for presentation, again, we'll grab our, those are still roasting up.
Yeah, like 30 minutes.
Okay, so we got that. And then what we're gonna do is you could place the vegetables all around if you wanted. Okay, but real quick, I want to pull out. We just got the stuffing, which is just came out of the oven. And again, it's hot. See how it's charred on the top and where the middle is nice and moist. And that is what I believe you'd want in your stuffing. So when you're making your stuffing, like I said, you're folding it in, getting all the flavors. But again, look how nice this color is. And that's what's key, okay? So we got our stock boiling. You could add cream to this if you want. Oh yeah, there's our veg. Okay, so let's bring out our veg here. So again, everybody can see the veg. So when you're presenting it at home, you can pass this casserole around and then they'll serve themselves. Same with the vegetables, all right? The chicken can be carved and plated. What we're gonna do is, if we have time, we'll do a little plating. So we got the stock boiling, all right? So what we do is we're gonna add, and to me, again, I don't like to use black pepper. It's too dominant, but again, it's up to you. I like to use a little white pepper. So we'll add some white pepper. Yeah, and we're gonna add just a little bit salt to enhance it. But again, if you don't want to add salt, you can add a tab or a little dollop of butter that's salted if you want it. Okay, and then a little cream. Then we'll add our canned soup, which is cream of mushroom. And you can use any brand you want. So we're going to add it to our stock, our jus, our chicken jus. So you use the whole can. So about almost like 2 cups of your jus. And then you can use a whip. We have a smaller whip here that's clean. So everybody can see that. So we're gonna fold it all in. So see how it's getting all creamy? And again, it's simple, it's easy. And you don't really need to add too much. You could add whatever flavors you want. You can add your spices. Some even will add some Tabasco or Sriracha to give it a little bit more oomph. Everybody say oomph. I believe in that. It's really tasty. Yeah, when oomph, and you add that little hot sauce that's your favorite to your sauces. And again, we're making a gravy, but this is turning to a nice sauce gravy. And look, you don't have to thicken it up. It's thickening up itself, which is excellent. So it's heating up. So is there any questions right now before I start plating?
Yes, Chef. One question from Margaret. She wants to know what the cooking time was on the chicken and the temperature.
Okay, the temperature on the chicken was 375, and you cover it with foil after you had, and then you cook it for 1 hour. And then you'll keep your oven on, bring it out, take off the foil, and then we want to brown it. So that will take about half an hour. Yeah. And then, like I said, if it's a bigger chicken than this, like a big griller, then you know you have to cook it a little bit longer. So I would say the cooking time would be about an hour, 15 to 25 minutes, and then browning about half an hour again. Yeah.
Okay.
So if
great.
you have problems, if you can see here, you'll check, and you see how it's separating here, just separate it because it's hot, but there's no blood coming out. You look in your jus, there's no blood. So you know this chicken is cooked perfectly. Okay. Again, the gravy, look at that. That's incredible. I can smell it. It's just remarkable. And real simple, real simple. Again, all the seasoning from Owala Cafe. And it's all grown fresh here. And the quality is just incredible. Like I said, it's real simple, low sodium. Avoid the heavy salt. Just use salted butter to enhance your mashed potatoes, your sauce, and that'll work out excellent. Some like to heat up a little butter on your roasted veggie. That's fine too. You can drizzle a little bit of that on top when you're doing your plating or your family service. So from here, you'll heat up in a little pan and then just drizzle it right on top, stir it up. It'll have a nice creamy flavor. Okay, so we're ready to do plating. Okay. So here, we'll show the plate there. So first of all, we'll do the stuffing. And with the stuffing, that's gonna be our base. Okay, so just, we need a little, right in the front. There we go.
Just front of the board, Dale, for the plate.
Sure, I'll move it right there.
Perfect.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the stuffing right there as a base. And then we'll get our vegetable. Again, this vegetable is incredible.
You can check the one in the oven too.
Yeah, that one's almost ready. Because there's vegetables, yeah, which is almost there. We can add it to our serving right here. Because this was in the toaster oven. So everybody see that? This is one that we made a little bit earlier, and this is the toaster oven one, which is a lot nicer, yeah. They're both nice. So we'll put it right here. You can add a little bit of that color too. So nice steam coming out. Oh, I can smell that sweet flavors. Okay, so we'll put that on the side there. Everybody can see that. And then now we're gonna get our mashed potato. And again, remember our family service one right here, perfect. And look at that, the oils, which is just a light touch. And again, it's healthy, very low sodium. Bring on the dot right there, put a little bit there. Okay. Okay, everybody can see that? And then now we're gonna cut our chicken. So can everybody see that chicken there? So again, we have our knife. Cut right down. So right here on the leg, we'll cut it right there and we'll give a nice leg. Okay. And the leg, we'll always want to put it to the side. Okay. So everybody see that? So when you cut into your leg, you have that nice flavor. And then if you wanted a piece of breast, look at that. Look how tender that just pulls right off the bone. But you still got the skin. Look at that. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. So everybody see that right there? So, and you can smell, if you were here, you would be able to smell that lemon flavor and all those vegetables and the herbs coming right out. It's just like, bam, it's just hitting you. It's like popping right at you, which is incredible. So slice to the edge. And we just want to put a few pieces. I'll be right there. Okay, take that off. Move this to the side. Now wipe this table. Okay, so move the knife to the side. And again, can you see the plating here? So again, we have some breast, we have a leg. You can always put a thigh if you want it in there. But again, our mashed potatoes are on the side, the vegetables are on the side. Beautiful flavors, beautiful enhancing colors. The stuffing will be on the bottom. Why? We love gravy. We love gravy. And the gravy will seep up in the stuffing and give an incredible flavor. So again, here's our gravy. We'll take that off. And I got a ladle here. So again, a lot of people just put it right down the middle. I'll put it right in the front there. Add a little bit more just to capture it. Some will even put on your mash, but first I want to show you this. So take a look at that. Okay. So when you look at this, you're going, wow, I wish I could eat that right now. I tell you, it's the flavors, the smell is just incredible. In Hawaii, we call, when you put gravy all over, that means gravy all over. That means you'll have gravy all over this, even if you had some mac salad. But here, we just have a little gravy to enhance and kind of moisten and soften the stuffing to make it more flavorful. And again, it's low sodium. It's a nice touch. So you tell me, do you think we need more gravy or a little bit gravy on the mash?
Yes.
You think so? Okay.
I
Chef.
do.
Always need more gravy.
You
Always.
always need more gravy. Okay, good. That sounds great. So you know what? We'll bring it down. We'll put a little gravy on the mash, a little bit more on the breast. And the breast is really tender. You've seen how soft it was. It's not dry at all. Okay, and then we'll put a little bit over. And look at that shine. See on the chicken?
And
Gives a nice shine.
do you ever use fresh herbs on your?
Yes, I use fresh herbs. And today we used a lot of fresh herbs. We have scallions that was put on the mashed potatoes. And we also have oregano. So here, let me show you on the scallions, the chives. Everybody can see? So cut them in half, bring them together. So on your scallions, there's different types of garnishing, yeah? You can use fresh herbs or you can use these fresh vegetables, scallions to give a nice look. So like some chefs will actually come and do something like that. And then some, what they call a French cut, okay? So you go angle. Can everybody see this right here? Everybody can see that? So with the scallions, you go sideways. And again, using the same rocker arm motion, Just want to get a few out there. Real fine. And then it has a little edge, and this is what they call a French cut. And then that's what we can put right all over the chicken to give a little color. And the vegetables, we'll leave it as is. So again, this is a holiday meal that I think you'll enjoy. Feel free to change up the recipes, but stay with the low sodium. I believe it's more better for you and a lot more healthier. It makes me a lot stronger. I'm a kind of big guy, and I enjoy cooking not only healthy but hearty. As you can see, all this food. Again, it's family style, and that's what I want you to enjoy this holiday season. And I want to thank all of you for having me. If you have any questions, I'm free to be asking any questions.
Great. We do have a few questions, Chef, and Carla
Excellent.
made a comment. I think it reflects how all of us are feeling right now, that looks so, with a lot of O's, good.
Does that look Ono? Does that
Oh,
look
it
good?
looks, oh, it looks, oh no, it looks so good.
I'm so glad.
Janet
Deb,
has,
we do have one question from Facebook. If
okay,
we
sure,
can-
go ahead, Jackie.
Tamara, who could be related to Chef Thomas because she has the same last name,
Oh, okay.
is
I have a daughter
asking-
named Tamara Thomas.
There we go. I always call my mom for help with cooking things, so I'm sure it's very similar. But she's asking if she bought a bigger chicken, should she just double the recipe, or should she just double the recipe?
If you're gonna double the recipe, that means you're gonna be cooking for double the amount of people. Like I was saying, something like this will feed about 4 to 5 people, which is a nice household. But if you're looking at, you have more people in the house, then of course, yeah, double the recipe. Instead of having 1 bird, you'll have 2, and you can have a larger pan, do the same procedures, but just double the recipe, and then you'll be fine. So then you'll be cooking for like 10 to 12 people. And everybody loves leftovers. I love stuffing cold. I think Chef Dan loves stuffing cold also. I found myself watching football on Sunday mornings, eating stuffing from Thanksgiving, which was still Ono.
This is a complete guy thing. I think men seem to like
Guy
everything
thing.
cold.
Well, I don't know. Is there any women out there that love cold stuffing?
Me, I love it.
See, okay. It's not just for guys, you know? Thank you, Bev. Yeah. 'cause-
Okay,
I got your
Bev,
back,
you ruined my theory because I have this theory that my husband ruins all my food by eating it cold, but okay.
I'll eat
No, that's
stuffing
awesome.
anyway. If
No,
there's any
that's
left,
awesome.
there's rarely any left. Janet has a question for you. So how
Yes.
much au jus did you use in your recipe?
The jus,
Yes,
the chicken jus,
To make
like I
the
was saying, that was about 2 cups
about
to
2 cups.
1 can of the soup. And it actually turned out excellent.
Looks perfect.
And like I said, if you wanted to double that recipe, and you don't have enough jus, then figure out that this probably came out to about 3 cups of jus.
Right.
So you'd add another cup of water and another can of the
Okay,
cream of mushroom soup, and
okay.
then thicken it up. So again, it came out somewhat thick, but yet in a nice shine. If you want it more thicker, you could add cornstarch and make a slurry with water. And then while it's boiling, then you add a little bit of it, and then you just whisk it in till you get that right consistency. Because I know a lot of people, a lot of men love their gravies real thick, which I respect totally. But us chefs, we like sauces too. So it's a gravy, but yet sauce. So if it's a little bit thinner, then that's a sauce. But this one is sticking. So everybody can see that it's sticking to the mashed potatoes. It's sticking to the chicken. So you got a nice gravy here. Yeah. But again, you want to give it to a nice rolling boil and keep it going. Because again, that can, the soup, because it came from a can, you want to break down that can ingredients and just whisk it in and get a nice hot rolling boil, because that's what makes your sauce, and it's safer because it's coming from a can. So you want to cook it to a high temperature.
Very good. Next one is from Charlotte. She was saying with 4 cups of liquid, is that considered roasting?
Depends how big your pan is, because some sheet pans, you know, hotel pans, you might have like 2 birds in there, and you add in that water, it'll evaporate real quick.
And once you remove the foil.
And once you remove the foil, exactly, that's when all the vapors come out, and that's all your water. So like when it rains and it hits the hot cement on the floor of the gravel, and then it just evaporates away. Same with cooking, because of the hot heat, that heat will just evaporate your liquid. And when that happens, your liquid just reduces down, and it'll be a lot lesser.
Very good. Okay, so Lillian was asking, you managed to get a lot of veggies in that cavity. And she was saying when she looks at cookbooks, they warn not to cram the cavity too tight. Was that a problem for you?
No, I encourage, I don't know who's saying that. I encourage to cram your cavity, because what it is you're expanding the chicken so it doesn't cook off sides. You know, like how some, if you fill up your chicken and only half of it is filled, then what happens is part of that other half of the chicken, it caves in when it cooks, so it sags. But like this, you see how the chicken, it was nice and plump, it looked juicy, and it stayed juicy because all those vegetables and the acidity and all the flavors was just crammed in that chicken. Same if you do it with a turkey and all the herbs. It'll keep its, it'll hold its position and stay nice and full. And that's what you want.
Okay.
I believe in that.
Great.
That is key. And that's what made this chicken a lot more juicier.
I bet. Yeah, I couldn't believe all the juice that came
You saw
out.
the juices? Yes. And then when I took off the breast, did you see that steam and how
Amazing.
juicy it was? The cavity, it was incredible.
That's the way to do it. Jackie has a question from Facebook, but I'll also say, Jackie, was the recipe for the gravy included in the handouts?
It actually was. We missed it because it's in with the chicken portion of the recipe. So take a look at the recipe and you'll find the gravy in there.
Very good.
And discovered that after I had already made him, write it out again.
Yeah. I seen that. Yeah, that's fine. So again, like I said, what you're seeing, once you take out the chicken, then add your juices into a pot, bring it to a boil.
Right.
Then add your can and some enhancing flavors of the Alua cafe seasonings. And you can enhance your gravy all you want. You can even add sauteed mushrooms to this gravy. Just saute it up with, and just let it sweat. If you want to add garlic to give it a little more garlicky flavor, again, you can change up these recipes. But again, stay with the recipe. But if you want to enhance or add in things, hey, go for it.
Right. Well, I want to say Susan says that she loves the way your gravy looks, and she's so happy with that recipe because there won't be lumps in this type of gravy. So
yeah, there's no lumps.
So she's heading down to Uala Leaf Cafe for her sample.
Yeah. No, that's
also,
awesome. That's
Tamara,
I'm glad she loves it. Yeah. And again, it's so simple, right? I mean, who doesn't love a can of chicken mushroom?
True.
You can do so many things with that.
So another question from Facebook is, if you could choose between using the toaster oven or the traditional oven for your veggies, which one would be better for everyone?
Okay, so for that, you've seen the first one, right? The first one that I showed and presented you that was more charred and everything, that was your regular oven that you have at home. And then we have ovens, convection ovens and regular ovens, but it was a regular oven in the back, and it made it real charred and flavorful, and the color was a little bit more darker and deeper. If you use it in the toaster oven, you see how where it came out a little bit lighter, but it's still charred, but the vegetables got more tender, more tender as in the liquid stayed it didn't get as charred as you probably want because of your toaster oven. Because again, a toaster oven is just a small little oven that is just condensed and only can put out so much heat. Whereas a regular oven that you have at home, which I prefer better for something like this, you can get your vegetables nicely charred and again, more flavor. Yeah.
Well,
Nice
and
flavor.
I do want to mention that one of the participants brought up the fact that charring can be something that people who have had cancer might want to avoid. So it's okay to cook the veggies in a different way. I personally, if I don't get the char, I'd rather just steam them. But I love the
Well,
char.
If you steam them, that's fine too, but you'll lose a lot of the flavor. So I would suggest staying with the oven, but at a lesser temperature. Instead of 475 at a high heat in a shorter time to get it charred, go with 400 degrees. I believe in 400 degrees in a lot of things. And with your vegetables, again, same way, after you season them up and everything, lay them in a pan, put them in the oven at 400 preheated degrees, and it won't take that long, and it'll be nice and tender, and it won't be charred. It'll be nice and tender. That'll take about 12 minutes or so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. A lot of people are asking, what do you do with the vegetables that you cooked inside of the turkey?
What do I do with the vegetables?
That you cooked inside of the turkey.
Oh, well, see, like that, I would take them out and actually serve them. There's a lot of flavor in those vegetables, and those would be what, like with the presentation. So I would stick them all out and I would eat those, because what happens is now you got that chicken, the natural chicken flavor in those vegetables. You got the herbs from the Awala Leaf Cafe inside the cavity, the citrus of the acidity of either orange or lemon or even limes, whatever you choose to use. It's all in the vegetable flavor. So, and again, enhanced with white pepper, where it's a little bit more less dominant than if you use whole black pepper. And some people love black pepper, no offense. I say go for it. If you enjoy it and you love that bite, right on. But if you like it a little subtle, a little bit light, with your mashed potatoes, your vegetables, even your poultry products, just lightly season it with some white pepper.
Great.
In and out.
And last
Steaks,
question.
go for it. Steaks, I love black pepper. Don't we love black pepper, guys?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So steaks, ribs, go with the black pepper.
Very good. Good. Thickly ground, right? Really
Yes.
chunky. Okay. And Joan's asking, which fresh herb did you use for the chicken? Was that just the,
I use fresh rosemary.
you did use fresh rosemary?
Yes. And I actually put some scallions, the fresh chives,
Perfect.
the lower ends of the chives I put inside.
Very good.
So
Well,
like, you know, your onions you buy at home, you
Mhm.
use the scallions, the green part on the top, but the lower ends, you can save those, put them in Ziploc, save them in your fridge. When you do have a dinner that's coming up and you need to get rid of them, you can chop them up, throw them in your cavity of your chicken or turkey, or chop them up and throw them in your favorite dish, or even in your sauteed vegetables. That'll work out great.
That sounds good. I just remind everybody we're coming near to the end of our time. And if you have a question, if you want to throw it in the Q&A right now, would be just great. I do have one for you myself.
Yes.
We make mashed potatoes, or at least more so when I was growing up, we had them a lot, mashed potatoes. We never heated the water or heated the milk. It was always
Oh.
cold milk that went in. So this is the first time I've seen the heated milk.
Yeah, you should heat your milk,
Okay.
because milk, again, it's safe, but because you're creating not only the mashed potatoes, even your sauces, you gotta heat it up because you're going hot to hot. If you
Right.
go cold to hot, what happens is now your mashed potatoes has gotten cold, and it's
Yes.
not at your right consistency of hotness, your heat that you want. That's safe. sometimes what happens, you might curdle your milk. And then you'll start seeing, wow, what is this? The milk is like curdling like cheese. And that's because it's getting cold to hot and it's not hot enough.
Oh, no, I'll
So
definitely
it's
heat my
safer
milk.
to
from
heat
now
up
on.
your milk.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Yeah, I don't want
And,
you to get sick.
No, and that infusion of garlic is definitely the way to go. So we don't seem to have any, at least I don't think we have any more questions.
Okay.
No, we do not. So with that, I'd like to thank you, Chef Dale, very
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank you
tonight.
so
It was
much. I'm
fantastic.
so glad to be here. I'm glad we got to do this. This is excellent.
It was wonderful. I just wish I could reach through my screen and
Yeah, I have your meal
that
right here.
chicken. It looks great, especially the stuffing. And Chef Dan, we want to thank you if you're about there. I want to thank you very much for this series. It's just been wonderful. And we will see everyone the last Thursday of January for our yeast bread demystified session. And everyone in this session will receive an invitation once the sign up is posted. So if there's anything more from you, Chef Dale, oh my God, it's so good.
That's it, Luono. Yeah,
Oh,
no, you know, I'm very pleased and happy to have done this. I hope I have informed a lot of you on, you know, changing up your meals. And again, this is all healthy. It's all tasty. And again, you're the chef at home. And I want you to believe that, because whatever recipe us chefs come out with, you can change them, tweak them, add different things, and create your own dishes at home. And again, family time, that's important, especially this holiday time and especially what everybody's been going through. We want you to gather during mealtime and enjoy that time together, that festive time with food. So, you know, just enjoy. And I want to say thank you and Merry Christmas to everybody and a Happy New Year.
And Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you very much, Chef.
Thank you.
God bless. Bye,
Thank you. God bless.
everybody. Thank you. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry
Hope Santa's
Christmas.
good to
Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie.
Bye.
Thanks, Beth.
Bye.
Pleasure. Thank you. Thanks, Dan.